Greetings, everyone. This is Payman Lorenzo, your host for the Leaders with a Heart podcast. And today I have a very special guest, my good friend, Mike. Mike is a guy with an amazing story, an amazing passion and vision. I was about to say it's a firecracker, but it's more than a firecracker. It's more like a volcano. So I will just let him speak and share his story because you will love it. He's got a tremendous story, and what he's been doing is at his ups and downs, but now he's on the path to greatness. Mike, welcome on the show, brother.
Thank you for that income. I will try to live up to that income. I mean, that welcome. So the intro, I'm all over the place today. Sorry.
No worries, man. This was a podcast that was just very spontaneous. He just messaged me like half an hour ago, saying we're supposed to do it next week, and say, "Can you do it today?" So let's do it, and that's what we hear.
Right now.
So there's nothing scripted. It's completely live. It's completely spontaneous. So that's gonna be. I'm excited. It's gonna be fun. Are you ready, brother?
Let's do it, brother. Okay, so my name is Mike Mack, and I currently help people start and grow wildly profitable office cleaning businesses. But it did not start there. Obviously, it started with a lot of struggle and a lot of, in my early 20s, I dealt with a lot of mental health issues, namely a lot of anxiety and a good bit of depression. And, in retrospect, looking back, it was because of feeling like so stuck. I felt stuck in my job. I felt stuck in a relationship that made me miserable. I felt stuck in the body I had. I felt stuck being, I wasn't happy with anything. And it felt like from where I wanted to be, from where I am now, it felt like completely different universe. I wasn't even in the same universe. Forget a world. And a big change happened for me, and I'll still never forget it because it was like probably one of the biggest moments. I look back, this changed my life forever. I was dealing with a lot of depression, so I was just told that you got to go out and go for walks, clear your mind. And I would do that, and I walked to a park nearby, and there was a softball game that was just ending, and I was in love with softball and baseball and everything, but I stopped playing, and I was so sad because of it, and I was just staying home. So I was living a completely different life. So anyway, I figured there's a game going on. Let me go check it out. And I go sit on the bleachers, and then the game's like ending, and I'm like, oh, just my luck. I finally get out of the house. I want to go watch the softball game and just feel like how I used to feel when I was happy. And then boom, the game's over.
Wow. Just want to add one thing. Since you're passionate about baseball, I did a podcast 2 weeks ago with another guy from the group. I don't know if you know him, Jeff Rothmeyer from Oklahoma. He's very involved in the world of baseball. He was almost a professional baseball player. Now he has his own very successful baseball academy, and his business is basically helping other baseball facility owners to take their business to 6 and 7 figures. And despite what the crazy situation the world has been for the past 7-8 months, where everything has been going slow, his business has been booming. So I recommend, if you want, I can connect you with them. You guys will hit it off the park. It's going to be a home run.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I want to connect with as many like-minded people trying to help as possible. That's
especially you two. You two, I can see you're very passionate about baseball. Baseball is his life as well. So let's watch that video I did with them last week or 2 weeks ago, and then I'll definitely connect you two together.
Will do. I love it.
Awesome. So you mentioned about having a big struggle. What was that struggle about? If you can talk about it and how you overcame that. Yeah.
So actually, I think it ties into the story I was just telling. So when when the game was ending, the guys went off into the parking lot, and I was just on the bleachers by myself, and I was just really feeling extra bummed out, and I was like, I don't even know any of these people. So I'm just sitting there, and as I got up to leave, and I said, might as well just go back home, go to bed. I was just tired, and I saw there was like a little plastic bag, and there was a book inside of it. And then I kind of was curious. So I just opened up the bag, and It was a book by Tony Robbins. And I was completely new to the self-help world at that point. I didn't know that you could actually go fix your own problems, believe it or not.
Which book was it?
The name of the book was Awaken the Sleeping Giant.
I love that book. Oh yeah. Classic.
that was my intro into that world. And I got to say, I remember reading 30 pages, and towards the end of chapter 2, he was like, hey, listen, if you're reading this far, you're different, you're special. And it was just, he started going down that path. And I was thinking to myself, like, wait a minute, I'm the sleeping giant. That's me. I thought this was just in general. And I became really excited about the idea of changing my own life. And I did that through self-help books. And that's what started shifting, where I was still at a job I didn't like, but it helped me shift with my relationship, helped me realize that this person isn't for me. So we should come to a split. It helped me get my body in better shape. It helped me to start getting out there socially again, start mingling with my friends. And all that really started changing my world. And I started becoming like a different person, even though financially I was still shot.
In the making, yeah.
Yeah, but it helped me so much get out of that shell. And then one book led to another book, at that point, I didn't realize I wanted to start my own business yet, because I just thought like, you need $1 million to start a business. That's, I don't know why. I thought that. I thought you needed so much money to start a business. So from that point, I think I was at my job. I was listening to audiobooks, and I was listening to Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And from that book by Rob Kiyosaki, that changed, where I was like, no, I'm not meant to work a job. I need freedom. I need real freedom. And from there, that's what got me down that path.
As I was just telling you off the record just earlier, I had a similar experience a few years ago, back in 2007. There's a book in your background, The 4-Hour Workweek by Tim Ferriss. That, in my world of online business and e-commerce, is considered like our Bible. Back in 2007, I was working for the local government here in Toronto. And one day during lunchtime, I still remember it. It was just before, around Christmas time, end of December. We had a 1-hour lunch. I went to the food court, and on the way to the food court, there was this bookstore, and I just went. I don't know what took me there. I just went. This book was almost almost calling my name. Hey, come here. I grabbed it. I started reading page after page. Long story short, before I realized my entire lunch hour was gone, didn't even have time to read. I picked up the book. I was just in the process of submitting my application to law school. And I said, you know what? Screw that. That's what I'm going to do. I started my first online business back in 2007. And that took me around the world. First to Thailand for my first media retirement. And then from there, building business, my online business from Brazil, from Argentina, from China, the Philippines, Hong Kong, and so on and so forth. So yes, sometimes a book can really change the direction of your life. Absolutely.
Absolutely. At least, it shifts that paradigm that you're currently in, and the part of that programming, and that makes you feel stuck. And then sometimes a book can do it, and I was fortunate enough, and it almost felt like fate, because I found that book and I started reading it there. And then I noticed a couple hours, nobody was around, everyone was gone. I was like, I left with it. I'm still sorry. I still have the book. To anyone who I've taken that book from, I wish I could connect with you somehow and then give you that book. It was Pelham Bay Park in the Bronx by the softball fields. You can find me. I will buy you a new book. I'm very sorry.
Hey, that could be an amazing story. Maybe do like a Facebook Live or Facebook post, and just like it can go viral. Seriously, that can go viral.
My dream.
If I were you, if I were able to find that guy, I would buy more than just a book. I will
exactly
do whatever to help them, mentor them.
Yep.
Whatever
Anything.
they need, I would like a brother or sister, just because that person I believe everything happens for a reason. So the fact that that person left that book on your path that day, it was meant to be. So it's one of those pivotal moments. So now I would be extremely grateful to that person. So yeah, definitely you should do that. Make a post on Facebook, and I would not be surprised if that were to go viral.
Imagine. Oh God, that's a dream.
And even go on, you end up on the news and the TV and whatnot, overnight.
That person, name it, and it's yours.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's amazing. So when you started your business, what was the first major obstacle you faced on the path? Because of course, transitioning from a traditional job we have a boss, you have a structure and all that, to where you have no boss, no structure, you have no one to answer to. It's you. You have to perform. It's game time. What was the first major obstacle you faced along that path when you made that transition?
So starting out, which is a great question, by the way, because it's so true.
Thank you.
Starting out, the biggest obstacle was what I thought was financial, and then I realized, well, I don't have the knowledge. So then I started looking for the type of opportunities that's something I knew. I was looking for something that I could know, that I would know how to do, and I can turn it into a business. And I couldn't find it, I guess, because in the infancy of my entrepreneurship, I just didn't know. So then I read an article in Entrepreneur magazine that basically, starting a franchise of some sort, that's the best way because the systems and the processes are there. And that you're almost, when you're a franchisee, in a lot of cases, you're kind of guided through, their support. And that sounded really appealing to me because all I've ever known was to be an employee. I didn't know how to balance my own checkbook. I'm not going to know how to handle payroll.
Sure. So much to learn. Yeah.
So the next hurdle was the financial hurdle, and the initial investment needed for that particular franchise. There was a tons of franchises out there, but the cheapest one I can find was office cleaning. And my fiance and I decided that we're going to go all in with this. And it took us several months, but we saved up the money, and we got into our cleaning franchise. So we thought, we did it. We made it. That wasn't the case, but it was a big win for the time.
Oh yeah. Wow. So would you say that your biggest obstacle was mainly mental due to the limitation and blocks you mentioned, lack of finance, no contacts, no experience? Yep. Would you say that was probably your biggest challenge initially? Because if you haven't started any business earlier, you think that, you need to have a lot of money to start, you need to have a lot of connections, contact, experience, all of those personal, internal, mental limitations. Would you say that was probably your biggest obstacles to overcome, this mental block before anything else?
Without a doubt. If I would have said if I could tell me years ago, hey, listen, let's fix this mindset thing here. If we can shift your paradigm, if we can switch you out of that and start thinking in this way, none of those other roadblocks will really be they're not really roadblocks. They're just things that you just kind of overcome on your way, but it's not a big deal. It's nothing to stop you. I would have rolled my eyes. I used to roll my eyes all the time when people would talk about mindset. You have to have this mindset, mindset. I just thought, no, you just need to be rich, and then you could start your own business. I used to think that, like, if I had a rich parent, this would be so easy.
I used to be the kind of guy that when I bought a book, just like you said, when I saw that the first part of the book was all about mindset, I was just skip that part entirely and go straight to the meat and potato. Say, what a waste of time. Come on. I only know this. This guy is just bullshitting his way. He's just filling out a third of the book for what?
Boom.
Come on. But then that changed, and as I got older and wiser, say, maybe there's something to it. Let me have a look. Let me be open-minded. And that's when things start to fall in place. And as we say, it's better late than never,
Absolutely. And I have to say, on the mindset issue, I'm kind of mentoring my younger brother as we speak.
Oh, beautiful.
And he has certain mindset blocks that I'm trying to have him overcome. And I'm just letting him know, like, listen, I want you to shift your mind from being a person with problems to being a problem solver. And the more problems you solve, the further you're going to go. And that's everywhere. That's not just true in business. I mean, you can almost put that everywhere. So the more problems you solve, and you should look forward to problems because it's going to shift. It's going to shape who you become. And a lot of things in our first business with the franchise, it was so much struggle. We were doing all the cleaning. We were miserable. Yeah, financially we were doing fine, but we weren't happy. We felt like employees. But all of those things led us to building this company we have today. All of those failures, all of those roadblocks, all of those nights when we wanted to quit, but it was just so painful, but we kept going. it all spilled into what we have today. And we wouldn't have what we have today without all of those losses, so to speak, but they weren't losses, even though it felt like it.
Yeah, our biggest by far, and everybody knows that our biggest, teachers are our failures. Failures are the biggest, because there's a saying: don't look at when you fail as a failure. Look at it as a learning experience. Yeah, there's a beautiful saying that says you either learn or you earn. So you never lose. You never lose. And even if you were to be quote unquote lucky to eat it right away, have a big business from the first go, you wouldn't be able to learn all the lessons required. Because yes, it's good in the beginning because you shortcutted your way to success, but that business, if that were to fall and if you were to start another one, you would be lost because you have not learned all the lessons. You haven't earned your the right or your dues to be there. You wouldn't be prepared.
Yes.
Because life is a never ending journey.
Yeah.
We learn every time everything, and all the failures is what's builds us to get to where we need to be.
Yeah. And if I could add one thing, this idea, and again, these are things I'm saying now that I would have rolled my eyes years ago. I would have rolled my eyes and said,
Totally.
here we go, more of this stuff. But success is not linear. It's not like it's so much, no. It's like this. It's so weird. It's like, I mean, there's been moments before, like big moments in our business career where it almost felt like nothing was happening. And then boom, a $10,000 month from nowhere. Or boom, you know what I mean? Like out of nowhere, boom, our biggest client or our biggest prospect turned into our biggest client. And so it's not this. It really, at least to me, it's not.
And that's one thing that all the big super successful people always say, that I'm a 20-year-old I'm a 20-year-old success story. 20-year-old overnight success story. It took me 20 years to get there. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Just like you said, it's almost like an iceberg. You don't see it. You don't see what's all the hard work underneath the water. You only see the tip of it, but the tip of it is, it's not that what took you to there.
Yes.
What took you there is just, you have to look deep and under the water to see all the hard work, the pain, the blood, the sweat, the tear, the frustration,
yep,
rejection, and all that, No, totally, man, totally.
The moments of wanting to quit. I mean, there was a lot,
Oh,
Keep
yeah.
going.
For sure. So tell us now about your business. So you said you started with one, cleaning franchise. So how big is your franchise right now?
So we got rid of the franchise.
Okay.
Yeah, so we got rid of the because we felt trapped, and there were so many reasons why it just wasn't a good fit. And so I just decided we're done with the business, and then I just went back to working my day job. And at that time, my fiance was already out of her day job, so we were a single income home. And I tell you, I was not happy. I wasn't. They treated us like, you know what?
Oh, yeah.
And they talked to us how they wanted. And then it came to a point where now my principles are being violated, because it's like, don't talk to me that way. But anyway, I stuck with it because we're a single income home. I didn't want to, I just can't. There was nothing out there. There's no other opportunities that I could see. And I didn't have the type of money to invest in the coaching, because that's my belief. If you want to fix a problem, go get a coach. But I couldn't afford a coach at the time. So I was kind of stuck. But we were planning the escape. But anyway, one day, I'm telling you, I hit my breaking point, and without notice, I quit.
Beautiful.
It didn't feel beautiful in the moment. It was the scariest thing I ever did. After the good, the adrenaline's going, I quit my job. Hell yeah. You come home and you say, so I don't have another check coming. So I went on for a long walk because I started feeling very anxious, and I'm like, what am I going to do? I can't let my fiance down. I don't want to let myself down,
Yeah.
I went for a long walk, and I started just thinking about my franchise again, but I can't afford another franchise, and I didn't want another franchise, but I started thinking about it, and I thought about a lot of things that made me miserable. So then I started saying, yeah, but there were things you did like, and I started thinking about the things I did like. And then if you split it down the middle, the things I loved had nothing to do with the franchise. I enjoyed owning my office cleaning business. I enjoyed taking care of clients. I enjoyed customer service. I enjoyed sales. I just didn't like that part of it. I love marketing. I'm a marketer at heart. I
Mm-hmm.
love that. I hated the other stuff. I was like, yuck. So I was like, but wait a minute. Why don't we start a business, a cleaning business, but doing it our way? Why don't we do it the independent route?
Beautiful.
And down to our last $300, I went home. I convinced my fiance. We went all in, and we turned our last $300 into a multi-six-figure office cleaning business.
I can imagine that must have been a very difficult conversation, because going back to your last, and I'm sure back in your mind you have this small little voice say, "Are you stupid? What are you doing? Go back to get a new job."
Oh yeah. Oh,
You know,
yeah.
what the hell do you think you are? Come on, man, get back on track. I'm sure, because I've been there. You know, I know how it feels. Oh yeah.
It feels wrong. It feels like you're doing it wrong. You're delusional almost.
So how did you overcome those very powerful and very negative yet very powerful, almost, voices of reason? They sound like the voice of reason. Hey, this is maybe the safest thing for me to do to get back to a normal job. Because look, I have only $300 left. What am I going to do? I need to pay money for rent, for food. I have a fiance. I need to be more responsible. And then yet in the back of your mind is your dream, your beautiful dream, and all that. Say, hey, you can do it. So what allowed you to resist the temptation to go back to the safe path, to stick to your guns and go after what you really want to deep in your heart? So what allowed you to go to resist basically going back to the dark forces, so to speak, of going back to work and pursue your dream?
It was a conversation with my beautiful best friend and fiance, Jess. It was a conversation and a realization that, hey, listen, we can go back to another job, but then it's just another boss who's just going to make me miserable. And the hours we're going to have to put in to build the life we want. It's kind of, we always wanted the business. We want to be successful entrepreneurs. This is an opportunity. It's very scary. And we kind of joke back to this day. We say, hey, this is one of those moments, those cheesy moments you see on the podcast. We were down to our last $300 and we went all in and it worked. This is one of those moments, and we can, that can be us. And you know what? She said, let's do it. Let's go all in. Let's make it happen. And we started doing it, and it worked.
And of course,
so,
you had nothing. You have
Sorry.
nothing. You had nothing. You had nothing to lose, because you had, just like the saying says, you have everything to lose, everything to gain, and nothing to lose. And also, how big was the fact that both of you were pretty young at the time? Like, if you were, let's say, in your 30s or 40s at the same situation, would you have made the same decision, or would the fact that you're older and more, maybe you would have had kids and a house at the time, probably the decision would have been different?
Yeah, very different. I would say kids would have been the shift, because we did have a rent. We had 2 car payments, health insurance. There were a lot of things at stake. And if I could go back, I wouldn't have quit my job. I would have waited another month or two. Then it would have been easier. If I had more than $300, it would have came even faster than it did, and it came pretty fast. So yeah, that would have changed it. Yeah.
So tell us more now about the business you're building. I understand you're building a business to help other people build their own cleaning service. Tell us more about that.
The actual cleaning service or the coaching business?
Tell us about both.
Okay. So the office cleaning business we're so excited about, because we don't even live in a big city. We're in like the Danbury area of Connecticut in the US, and not a big city. It's not, but the company is constantly growing, and it's becoming a big office cleaning business in the area. And it just goes to show that you don't need to be in a big city to grow a big office cleaning business. But what it's special about it is we only take on people we love. I don't mean love in a sense of like love, but it's the people I want to work with, because I learned a valuable lesson with working 9-to-5 jobs that I hated. I don't care. I will never sell my soul. If the person makes you miserable, it's not a good fit, and that's okay.
Totally.
We've let big clients go because they weren't a big fit, and you know what? The hell with it. And guess what? With that mindset, we were able to replace that big client in weeks, not months. So just having those principles will set you up to have a very, not only successful, but a very happy experience. Because that, without happiness, I don't know what we're doing here, to be honest. So,
Yeah, some clients are not worth the money.
no.
Sometimes your peace of mind is invaluable, is priceless.
Right. And because of that, we hire people, and it's
Hmm.
another goal of mine because I know what it's like to have miserable experience being an employee. So
Hmm.
one of my favorite things in the world is not just getting great feedback from clients. It's getting, it's giving raises and taking care of them on their birthdays and giving them paid holiday leaves and getting text messages like, I've never had a cooler set of bosses in my life. I love this, but I'll never leave. And it's like, wow, that's, I love
At the end
hearing
of
that.
at the end of this, about being a good human being. That's all. That's what it boils down to. You
That's it.
know, just like the golden principle: treat people the way you want to be treated. As simple as that. Doesn't matter whether you're Christian, Muslim, Jewish, Buddhist,
Amen.
whatever. All religions at the same principle across all the board.
Yep.
You know.
And and a lot of what goes into our processes for how we train and take care of our employees, it's that same principle in mind. How would I
Mhm.
like hearing this feedback? How would I like this information told to me? Do you know what I mean? How would I like knowing if I needed a day off? It's like, of course, because that's what I would want to hear.
Mike, it's beautiful. It's almost like going back in a circle, but in a good way. That you said in the beginning that you had all this, and that applies to everyone. You had all this, frustration, being treated like crap by your boss, and all of that taught you not only your business but the human side of how to treat people, and also how not to treat people, because you were treated like dirt by your boss, and that's the last thing you want to do when you went into your business. You want to do everything to treat people just the way you wanted to treat. So again, that all of the obstacles that we face, they teach us the most valuable lessons. Hey, you want to go in business, that's fine, but you got to learn to do it the proper way. You want to treat people the right way. And all of these bad experiences, yes, they were not, nice and pleasant to go through, but all of that made you who you are now, made you the coolest boss in town and the region or whatever. So, amen to that. God bless you for that, brother.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. I appreciate it. So yeah, I mean, that's that business. And that's, we want to take it to 7 figures. We think we'll be there in another year. And
Awesome.
that's been the goal. My fiance
Amen.
spearheads that operation. I'm spearheading the coaching side of things because seeing what this has done for me, I'm just like, oh my God, I need to show people how to do this. I need to show people that you can start with like a little bit of money, and I want to get rid of that stigma of a cleaning business means you do cleaning. Like, no, I do zero cleaning. I haven't done cleaning in like a year, and I'm not against it. It's just I'd rather be an executive
Sure.
in my business than be the cleaner in my business. So, um, so that is what I'm doing now. I'm helping people start their own wildly profitable office cleaning business, and to do it in a way that they're not doing any cleaning. Because what's the point if you're doing all the work? That's not a business. That's a
Exactly.
job.
Exactly. Exactly. So that's beautiful. I have no doubt that you will reach your 7 figures. I'm cheering for you. And now you also have a coaching business. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so that right now, that's what I'm doing. I teach people how to kind of like leave their day job to start their office cleaning business, but you don't have to leave your day job until your office cleaning business has replaced your day job income. See, if I can go back, I have the fun story of like, I left, I went all in, but you don't have to leave and go all in. You
Mm,
could go kind of in and get your thing started. And then
mhm.
from there, you can replace your income, your fiance's income, your wife's income, your husband's income, and then really grow this thing out. And that's what I'm helping people do right now. I'm helping people that really, like, I won't take everybody in that either. I'll take these principles with me everywhere. If you don't care about the clients, if it's all money to you, you're not for me. There are other people who teach how to do this. But the way I do it is like, I want people who are going to be great to not only their clients, but also to their employees. I want more great jobs. I don't want just more jobs. I want great jobs. And if I can be a part of that in some way, that's what makes me happy.
Absolutely. It's when you create a job and that when you build a business that actually creates jobs, not only create jobs but also allows people to be happy, to be fulfilled. That's the ultimate feeling as not just as an entrepreneur but as a human being, because that's when you see, hey, I'm actually, the business is not just about me. And that's when you see how much responsibility you have in front of you, because not only you're building your business, but also you're in charge of the livelihood of so many other people. So you have tremendous responsibility in your hands. So, and that's a very powerful thing to position to be in, but also it's very humbling as well.
Yes, extremely humbling.
Mm-hmm. Especially once you've been on the other side and been treated not very nicely and say, oh my God, I
It
don't
was
want,
helpful.
oh yeah, I don't want any of my employees to go through that.
No,
Oh yeah, yeah.
mine never
So,
will.
so what's your vision with both of these businesses right now? What's your ultimate goal with these businesses?
So it's that's something, my fiance Jess and I, we talk about all the time. And the 7-figure goal in the office cleaning business is more for like not bad for starting with $300, something in retrospect to look back on. But we want to be the biggest office cleaning business in the Northeast, and we want to rival some of the big companies for not just employing a lot of people, but giving great jobs, jobs that people actually love to do. And that, like one thing on an employee thing, another thing we always encourage is, hey, like, listen, we'll pay for your Audible, like listen to books, like this changed my life. When I would be at work and I would be listening to books, I would improve in so many areas. Like, hey, listen, you're by yourself, like throw on a good book. So that's really that goal of like empowering and creating a lot of positions, a lot of great positions, and also just seeing what we can do together and how many people we could take care of. And on the coaching front, it really is empowerment and just freedom and giving people that freedom of starting their business. A lot of people want to start a business. They don't know what to start. They don't know how to start it, or they think they need $1 zillion. None of that is true. In some cases it can be, but it doesn't have to be true. And if I want to show as many people how to leave, if they're miserable at their day job, how to leave their day job and create a life of actual freedom, a life on their terms. Sounds like the same stuff everyone says, but I truly, truly, truly mean it. And I think office cleaning is a fantastic vehicle to do that.
I agree. And sometimes giving the gift of clarity to someone that is at a crossroad, that's one of the biggest gifts you can give to someone. It's absolutely amazing because, just like I said, yes, they do want to start the business, take control of their lives, but they lost, or maybe they have so many options, they don't know what to go for with. They get this, what is it, the paralysis by analysis, something like that.
Yes.
You don't know where to you don't know where to start. Okay, do I want to do this? Do I want to do this? Do I want this? And they have like a million options, just like a buffet in front of you. You don't know what to start with. And in most cases, what happens is people just freeze. They don't do anything, and they say, "Okay, let me come back to it in a week, in a month." And before they know it, 10 years have gone by, and nothing has changed, if not worsened.
Yeah.
So yeah. So I see that you're doing. As I said, the theme of this podcast is leaders with a heart. The beautiful thing with you, Mike, is that we haven't even started talking about any cause, but just through what you're doing in your businesses. Your businesses are all blessed to be businesses with a mission, with a purpose, which is all to not only just to start a business for you and your family, but also to create jobs for other people, but not only just creating jobs, but to create meaningful and creating like almost like a family-like environment where people are encouraged to are empowered. I love what you said, that you will encourage people to listen to a good book, to just like we need to feed our body with food, we need to also feed our mind with good, positive books or whatever, just to expand our mind, expand our knowledge. So that's amazing. So in a way, you can see that you're already practicing that in your businesses already, because you're already making an impact. Just that we've known each other for the past half an hour, and I can already see that you have a tremendous, beautiful heart. You have a heart of gold. And when my friend John Hinkle mentioned you to me, I knew that this would be good. But my God, that's even better than I was expecting it.
Thank you, brother.
You're welcome. So is there any, beside what you're doing now, is there any causes that are good to your heart that you would like to be involved in?
Yes, a couple causes. One is there's a local animal shelter. It's not a shelter, excuse me. It's a local animal hospital, and the practice is run by a doctor. His name is Dr. Rob, and I love dogs. I love all animals, but dogs are primarily what I've
Mhm.
had. And
Sure.
he's one in a million, this doctor, and he's one of those people. And there's plenty of great doctors, so plenty. But
Sure.
he's one of those people that when you're in his presence, even your animals feel calm. He's got a loving way about him, and he's just growing his practice. And he's been so great for us, and our just knowing our dogs have been in great hands. And it's just, I know what it's like to be at an animal hospital's mercy for a dog, and they just have you spending thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. And some of those things you end up finding out from another doctor's like, you didn't need any of that. I want more doctors like this, and I want to empower more doctors like this. So like pretty soon we're going to be making donations to his hospital to make sure that not only is his practice he gets what he needs, but also I want to start some type of fund where if you can't afford to save your animal's life, I want to be able to put into like a fund like that. And outside of that, I love first responders, police officers, firefighters, nurses, doctors. Those are true to my heart. And pretty soon I will be moving into that. Whereas like I want to help in any way possible. Locally first.
That's beautiful. And also a lot of time, because these animals, they're helpless. They have no way to defend themselves. And a lot of times they're completely mistreated. If you think that people are badly treating people, you should see how some people treat these helpless animals. I've seen that, and it's absolutely heartbreaking. Yes. So again, God bless you, doing something amazing.
Thank you.
And I'm not going to say good luck because you don't need it. I'm only going to say congratulations for having aced it with flying colors already, for having reached all your goals, because I can see it. You're a guy that's on the way to greatness. So keep it up, brother.
Well, I just want to say thank you, brother. Thank you for the time. Thank you for having me. Thank you for the kind words. And I feel the same with
pleasure.
you. And I'm also very thankful to John for putting us in touch. And I'm happy it worked out today. I'm happy we made it happen. It was organic.
Absolutely. Nothing scripted, no nothing. And we're just having a normal conversation with two guys and just keeping it real, keeping it spontaneous and all that. So if someone wants to reach out to you, what's the best way to do so?
Boy. I have a YouTube channel. I put out a new video every week. It's called The Janitorial Entrepreneur. A lot of free resources there. You can visit my website, thejanitorialentrepreneur.com. There's a free cheat sheet there. I also have a Facebook group, and I'm more involved there. I'm giving a lot of day-to-day, any advice people need. It's that's called 0 to 6 Figures with an Office Cleaning Business. Yeah, you can I'm pretty easy to find, and I love connecting with anyone.
All right, so let me just get this right. Your website, you said, is janitorialentrepreneur.com?
It's the janitorialentrepreneur.com.
Okay. Yeah. I missed the. Okay, and I'll put that all on the show notes.
I talk so fast.
No, it's okay. So I found your website, and you said you also have a YouTube channel of the same name?
Yes.
Okay, yes. I'll put that. And you said you also have a Facebook page of the same name as well?
That is 0 to 6 Figures with an office cleaning business.
Office cleaning business. Okay, I'll find it. I'll look it up, and I'll put it on your. on the show notes. All right. Do you have any parting? No problem. Do you have any parting tips or advice for anyone that's looking to get more out of life and transition from the corporate world to the entrepreneur world?
Absolutely. And this is something I was just telling my younger brother. And I was like, listen, before you think about the business, before you think about all that, before you think about everything like that, I want you to think about your dream. And I want you to think about what your ideal life looks like. And I want you to think about the impact you want to make. And that should come before anything else. When you have a worthy ideal, as Earl Nightingale says, the progression towards that worthy ideal is success in itself. And I know it sounds cheesy, but sometimes the truth is cheesy. So that's what I would say.
Oh, yeah.
Start there.
I know. That's very well said. Well, thank you very much, Mike. It's been a pleasure having you. Once again, I'll see you again, to use a very cheesy cliche. I'll see you on the top.
Likewise, brother. I'm happy.
Take it easy.
Thank you.
Cheers. You're welcome. Take care.